What is going on, YouTube guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. This Pokestocks here. In this episode, we'll be going over Pokemon Center ETBs, goodbyes, everything like that. So stay tuned, guys, for a variety of stuff this episode. Kind of different than what I usually do. So it's be a great video. Of course, if you've not already, join the Discord down below, guys. If you want to have interaction with me, be part of an amazing community, and help me approach 1,000 members. We're on the road to that before the end of 2025. So thank you guys so much for the insane growth. I appreciate all of you. And of course, remember, none of this is financial advice, on my opinion. Let's dive into this. So I first want to start this video, guys, off with Pokemon Center ETBs, because Pokemon Center ETBs have been the climax of the recent investment phase. Everyone has been pouring a lot of money into these, and there's a reason why. I think a big reason on why people are pouring their money, guys, into Pokemon Center ETBs is just due to the fact, if I were to label this, PC ETB, and then we just call this, regular ETBs, guys. What happens a lot of the time is regular ETBs just gain value, and then a reprint happens, aka Surging Sparks, Prismatic Evolutions, and we just see a massive downfall, and then it takes some time to recover because those are, many, maybe thousands, tens of thousands of ETBs are in print, but Pokemon Center ETBs, guys, just have a very, very good niche behind it, and then once they do get reprinted, they fall like every other product, and then they just gain all their momentum back because they're just such great investments. And then when they're usually printed 1, 2, 3 times, they are gone, and they just gain their value. So that's why, guys, quick summary of why Pokemon Center ETBs are getting so much attention in the August-September market. I first want to start off by going over Celebrations Pokemon Center ETBs. These have slowly been leveling off, guys, at the $380 mark for the past month. I still think that these are great buys because you have to remember that when the 30th anniversary set, guys, gets announced, revealed, and then, when we officially have it in stores, I think Celebrations is going to have another major, guys, I'm saying this, I'm saying a major pump, maybe 200-300% in nearly every other product, because people are going to be FOMOing and going back to this stuff. And honestly speaking, guys, $400 for a Pokemon Center ETB doesn't even sound crazy compared to what we see nowadays, right? 1,000 Pokemon Center ETB is usually the high now, right? 151, Obsidian, those are the high ones out there, guys. I think Celebrations is still really, really solid buy. Of course, if you look at the past year, there were some great opportunities along the way, but you can't change time back, so just go with the flow. And of course, the reason I do think this is a great buy, guys, because it's sort of leveling off at 380, 387 to be exact for the market price, recent sale 393. And if you do check, guys, these are having a good, consistent amount of sales, nearly approaching the $400 mark. But if you can get this, 380, 375, I think that's a great buy. Also, pairing with Celebrations, not really going too much into depth of these, but I do that these two singles right here, of course, guys, the Gold Mew shit, if you guys know, you know. I think that these are great buys still. The Mew, dude, I pumped 100%. I was really preaching this at the $30 mark. Congratulations to everyone who bought in at that time. But I think the Umbreon, I think this just sticks out, guys. I think this is going to be the new card I'm going to start preaching on, because an Umbreon is, what caused all of the hype of the 2020 and 2025 Prismatic Evolving Skies. And I do think that this card is still severely underrated, under $100, bro. I'm so surprised that it is actually still under 100. Honestly speaking, with what's been going on in the market, if I had no idea, what this card had been worth, I'd probably guess 130, 150, but it's still $83. And I think that this thing still has a long way to go, guys. I've been watching a lot of other YouTubers yip yap about Pokemon investing, and a lot of them are still saying that this card has not even hit the ceiling, has not even really hit its potential. And I 100% agree with them, guys. If you're still into Celebrations or don't have the biggest budget, I just think picking up this Umbreon single in a near mint, PSA 9, whatever you get your hands on below $100 is a great purchase. Of course, the PSA 10 or a beautiful copy is a great pickup as well. Next up, we have Lost Origin Pokemon Center ETBs. Now, these do have a market price of $250, but we do have some sales approaching the $300, so it's kind of unfortunate right now, because I really wanted, to talk about this, when it was around $250, but guys, all sales on TCG Player $300, so maybe if you could get lucky at card shows, stores, picking up this for $250, I think is a great buy. Lost Origin just being one of those few sets right now, guys, that's having a really, really good run. Booster boxes on the road to 1K. The Giratina getting a lot of value. Lost Origin base ETBs pushing nearly 150 in market price value. All the cards are actually gaining a lot of momentum. I still think this is a great buy. Of course, guys, the Pokemon Center ETB, probably one of the safest routes right now. And with Sword and Shield being out of print for a few months, these Pokemon Center ETBs really, guys, they really do carry a lot of aura, a lot of exclusivity around it, because they are Pokemon Center. Next up, we do have Black Bolt and White Flare Pokemon Center ETBs. I'm only bringing these up because I do think that these are still severely underrated on terms of how every other Scarlet and Violet box is currently performing. What I mean by that is that if you guys are currently paying attention, we're having so many of these Scarlet and Violet ETBs, you know, going $300-$400, Surging Sparks 265. We have, what else? Paldea. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to pick some of these out that are sticking out. You know, Scarlet and Violet base, guys. These are all pushing really extremely high numbers right now, and I think that Black Bolt White Flare is still. I think Black Bolt White Flare is a really good set. I think long term, this. I know some of you guys are gonna find me crazy when I say this, but I think that Black Bolt White Flare is the crown zenith of Scarlet and Violet because it goes into so much depth of illustration rares. So I think if you compare it in that type of way, I think these Pokemon Center ETBs are gonna be great buys. And if you really do think about it, you know, realistically speaking, are we gonna have another reprint, another restock of these Pokemon Center ETBs? Most likely not. So we might have one. It might drop the price a little bit, but of course you're in this stuff for the long term. I hope. I think these are gonna be great buys under 200. I'm currently looking to pick some of these up at a card show that I go to this week. In fact, I'm actually looking to do a little bit of a different play. I'm probably gonna be trading 2 on my Black Bolt regular ETBs for a Pokemon Center one. So if I could do that, that'd be a great trade because that's quality over quantity. And I'm always on that fence, guys, the quantity versus quality, because you know there's 2 different paths and they're 2 great ones. But I think this is a great example of choosing quality over quantity. Of course, guys, this is my little tip of the day. If you're new in the investing space and Pokemon seems overwhelming, I totally get it. I was in your shoes at one point. I would just think about this stuff as choose Pokemon Center ETBs over regular ETBs, especially if you have a big budget, because again, a lot of people are recognizing that now and realizing that. And the people who bought in, you know, when June, July, when these were still relatively cheap. I'm not saying Black Bolt was cheap in July. I don't even think it even came out. When did it come out, bro? May? So I don't know. Whatever it means. I'm just talking about, you know, Pokemon Center ETBs in general. When they were cheap, a lot of people were scooping them up, a lot of smart investors, and I do think that, you know, it's still a great play, guys. It still is. It's not really, didn't miss out on that. And lastly, regarding the Pokemon Center ETBs, I do have Astral Radiance on the list. Gaining a lot of momentum here, guys. Up 11% this month. This was a $125 Pokemon Center ETB from the Sword and Shield. Still shocks me that still shocks me that this was still so cheap. And guys, for $140 for a market price, I still think it's a great buy. Unfortunately, bro, I can't find these around me. I always like to pick up my stuff in person. I'm not a big person in terms of buying stuff online. It's just because I want to check the condition. I want to check, you know, the centering on singles, etc. So when I go to the card show this Saturday, which is tomorrow, oh my god, I didn't even realize that, I might be looking to pick one of these up. Unfortunately, I will be paying over a little bit because I didn't get that, you know, at the $125 mark like wanted to, but oh freaking well. Of course, guys, looking at Astral Radiance as the set overview, still, you know, one of the weakest Sword and Shield sets in terms of chases and quality. The Machamp being 140, Starmie bought across the $100 mark, but guys, it still offers that Sword and Shield title. So if you really do care about the Sword and Shield market and see it doing very, very well, then I think it's a great buy. And of course, guys, to go ahead and end off the video, to throw in a little few things I want to talk about, we have trainer galleries, which are still, in my opinion, really, really solid singles you could be chasing for. A lot of them are going to be climbing the all-time highs. In fact, if we look at my September predictions, guys, if we go to announcements right here, September predictions are in, where did I say this? I don't even know if I said this. Did I? I hope I did, bro. Trainer gallery, trainer gallery, trainer gallery. I don't think I said that, but I did put in, guys, singles to watch. The Umbreon VMAX from the trainer gallery will be pushing around 125. We're on the road to 77. Still got a long way to go, but it's starting to gain a lot of momentum here across the entire board, guys. These are gaining a lot of value. And I do want to touch on Brilliant Stars just to see how the set's performing. Booster boxes at around 520. Pokemon Center ETB is 175. I do think that Brilliant Stars is still one of the most underrated Sword and Shield sets. I've been yapping a lot about this. Definitely one of the few that I've been preaching on for a really, really long time. And of course, guys, to end off the video, Fusion Strike. Dude, this is crazy. Fusion Strike, Fusion Strike. This set, I hate this set because it's just ridiculous how much it pumped. If I had to nitpick, guys, Fusion Strike to see what's a really, really good thing, because obviously stuff is so expensive here, I still think that the Mew VMAX for a market price of 165 is a great pickup, especially, you know, with how Mew has been performing as a Pokemon itself. We also have the Gengar, guys, pushing 650. And you know, we go on the second page. We even have the Mew VMAX, which I find really interesting, guys. This dude, this is so interesting, bro. Let me just go on the second page, guys. This was such a cheap card back in the day. If you look at the past year, guys, this was a $3 card. And at one point when this was really playable in the TCG, this was a $30 card, and it's starting to climb back again. So it's kind of crazy how much this stuff is starting to pump, especially this Mew VMAX. Again, kind of shocking to me, but oh well regarding that card. And that's gonna be it, guys, for this video. Just wanted to talk about Fusion Strike. Want to talk about really good investments, really good place in the current market. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.